Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this is the Wiha 11-in-1 SoftFinish multi-driver. It's very similar to the 11-in-1 Klein. A couple of things I'll point out that are the same and different. And I actually like it better than this fancier Wiha with the pop top. I can pop it there. These are a different kind of bit. So it's more bits that are incompatible. I'll get to that. But I was installing a new ceiling fan, and I was using this. And for some reason, every time I was pushing on it, you know, I had a ton of little screws I needed. I was using a Milwaukee drill to kind of put in most of the screws, but then I wanted to do the finish work by hand so I could have a good feel of the tightness. And I kept firing this thing out while I was standing up on a ladder, kind of balancing, holding stuff with one hand, and I'm trying to turn this thing, and for some reason I kept hitting the buttons and it kept flying open. And if I could have pulled this out and taken it out, I would have, because that was quite irritating. I'm worried about that now with this. But anyway, you're here for this. What this is the standard 11-in-1. 11-in-1 meaning that it has essentially two nut drivers here, and then these guys all have to be the same because they all take 1/4-inch bits. And this, I guess, is a nut driver. So you've got a 1/4, 5/16, 5/16, and 3/8. So those are your three. The bits have a little ball bearing in them, double-sided. Compare that to, you know, the bits in this, which are double-sided, but they're a friction, or they're a active retention in there, or compared to the standard, which often is used as a magnet. There is a magnet version of this, I think, as well, and there's definitely a magnet version of this one. So you'll notice these have to be two different sizes. One of the things I wondered about, obviously there's a wall thickness. Would it be better to have, say, the number 2 Phillips in the thin-walled, smaller diameter, or in the stronger, thicker-walled diameter? You know, for strength. I'm leaning towards the strong one unless I need the clearance. Just a thought. As far as the torques on these, this one comes with a 20 or the Wiha comes with a 20 and 25, whereas the Klein comes with a 10 and a 15, which is kind of interesting. So there's no overlap in those two. The Klein and the Wiha sell for roughly the same. I think the Wiha is actually a little cheaper. I got it at Lowe's. This I got at Home Depot a long time ago. I was thinking it was around 20. When I look them up now, they seem to be 17 maybe. I don't remember where it was made. It does not say anywhere, which is usually an indication. And it doesn't say, as far as I can tell, anywhere on the Klein website. So I went to eBay because they have pictures of packages and started looking, and I saw some with a US flag, some packages with US flags, some without. I think that the magnetic version of this is not made in the US. This, I could finally read on one package. It says assembled in USA. The package here on the Wiha says made in USA with global components. So I'm not sure, I don't know, global components, but it's made here. You know, I guess I was thinking American workers, American materials, American machines. I mean, at what point do we draw a line and consider something made here? And anyway, so do I like it? Yeah, so far. It does feel good in the hand. Is that the Klein one? You have to see the bits here. If you look really close, you can read them. That's got nothing. That's probably the Klein. Maybe I had this on the wrong end. There we go. So on these, so this one here would be a Wiha bit. Wiha bit. Another Wiha bit. also because it's the larger size. The Klein got nothing. That's probably the imported part, maybe. It's kind of too bad. So compare that to a regular bit. What happens? Well, if this is the bit, it just drops in and falls out because there's no magnet there, which is, you know, another kind of small. These aren't really proprietary because I can interchange. They're all 1/4-inch bits. They just have that ball bearing, but I can interchange the pieces. You can see very, very similar. Maybe they come from the same global factory. I don't know. I have heard some people have these ball bearings pop out and it ruins everything. You just got to get a new bit. And I've ordered sets of small bits, but not with the ball bearings, but the small reversible bits, because you can often use those in other kinds of retainers. See what happens here. There it is. So you could use it in that with the ball bearing, of course, as well as any of these other double-sided ones, as well as if you wanted to try to get away with something like that. Or a little bit longer one, of course, would fit in there and stay, but not solid. It's certainly stuck in there. So, again, more pieces. But I do like the feel of this. It's got a little bit of heft to it. Does feel solid. I always like the Klein handles. You can see there's quite a bit of difference there across the board. Pop that out, maybe reduce that. So this feels nice in the hand. It's kind of a sort of snap-on-esque. Probably get this one back in. But anyway, so there it is. The Wiha 11-in-1 SoftFinish Micro Driver, made in the USA and cost about 14-15 bucks. Lowe's carried it. Wasn't on sale or anything. It was just a new product that they had compared to the Klein. So if Klein is struggling to make something completely in the US that does exactly the same thing, maybe they could ask Wiha for some help. And with that, Doc out.